Welcome to Mora FC. It is what it is. This is a full tutorial. This is a full tutorial from A to Z, how to cut and make this beautiful star, how to do this beautiful vent, or slit this beautiful vent. There's some tips, there's some secret that you need to know about when making this beautiful vent. You can see the lines as much the same. You can see the lines are matching each other. This vent or slit, there's some tips, there's some secrets hidden inside that you need to know when you're making this vent. Without it, you're gonna get it wrong. You're not going to get the professional work done. It's not going to look beautiful as you see it. You can see how beautiful this part. This star in front, you can see there's no sizing. There's no sizing here, and there's no sizing over here. I'm going to give you all the tips, all the tricks that you need in achieving this beautiful star. There's some secrets and some hidden portion that you need to know all this one when you're making this star. So if you jump a step, I'm telling you, you have jumped a great tips, you have jumped a great information. So watch till the end of the tutorial. It's Mora FC. Mora FC, it is what it is. So without wasting much time, so let's get started. I'm using a chest measurement of 40, length 33, shoulder 18, and sleeve length 10. So this is the measurement. You're going to divide your bust, 40 divided by 4, and that will give you 10. 10, I'm going to add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. So I'm going to have 11.5 inches here. So you're going to use the same bust that you are using. If it's 30 divided by 4. So I'm going to add 2.5 inches. Before I start, I'm going to mark 2.5. This is 2.5 inches. It's like a t-shirt. A t-shirt, the placket will leave 2.5. Do you understand? So you're going to leave 2.5. And this 2.5 is going to be your starting line. So I draw a straight line over here. This line is your starting line. So your bar is divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance. So 40 divided by 4, that is 10. You can see the 10, this is the 10. And I'm going to add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. And it's going to give me 11.5 inches. Capiche? You get it? Let's move on. Mora FC, it is what it is. I'm going to fold this 2.5. This 2.5 folding. You got to fold it and put it aside so that you don't get confused. So when you check, you're supposed to have your bars divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance. So this is 11.5 inches as I'm checking to make sure I have my actual 11.5 inches. So this is the back. This is the back of the sanetor. You also divided your bars into 4 plus a sewing allowance. You can see that they are both the same, just that the back is longer than the front. So we have 4.5 inches over here. 4.5 inches over here. Because you can make it 4 inches, you can make it 3.5 inches. Not always 4.5 inches, but I love making it 4.5 inches. Mora FC, it is what it is. So let's come to the next side. Here I will go a little bit of fast. I'll go fast. Because if you want to learn how to cut a sanetor, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below. Do what and check it out. It's well explained. Nothing is hidden, nothing is hiding. So learn how to cut a sanetor. If you learn this part, it's kind of easy. So my shoulder slope is 2 inches, and I'm going to cut my shoulder slope, and I'm going to cut my armhole. Your shoulder divided by 2. You mark, you add the sewing allowance, your armhole divided by 2, then you cut, Then you chop in 1/2 inch here, only for the front, then you move on. So from this line, I'm going to measure from the waist, the ladies will call it waist, half length. This is your half length, So a lady, they always say your waist. It's the same thing, your waist or your half length. So you mark from the shoulder to your half length. It can be 16, it can be 17, it can be 15 or 14, it depends the person. So from that line, you're going to measure to your shoulder to your hip line. You measure from the shoulder to your hip line. So this is your hip line. The maximum, if the person is tall, use 26. If the person is short, you can use 23, 24, 25, that's the measurement. So this is the hip measurement. We have our waist and let me say your half length so that I won't confuse you. Your half length and your hip measurement. So we have this line. This line is very important. If it's not, I'm not going to pay attention on that spot. It's important that you have to know. So if you want to learn how to cut a perfect neck, I have two videos on how to cut a senator neck. So you want to learn it, check on the link in the description box below and learn how to cut a neck. So then put the back aside and let's focus on the front. So I'm going to divide this one into two. So I'm dividing into two. Like I said, there's some tips, some secrets, some stuff here that you really need to pay attention, and please do pay attention to what I'm doing. So you can see I'm going to fold my 2.5 here. This is my 2.5. Pay attention, please. To get it perfectly done, you need to pay attention and concentrate. So when I put on it like this one, this is our center seam. So I just have to put on. We have a line. So when you have a line in the center, just have to put it just like that, unless you check everything and see. So I want to transfer my hip measurement and my half length to the other side. It is on the wrong side, so I need to bring it on the right side of the fabric. So I'm arranging everything. You can see that I'm fixing everything so that I'll transfer my half length and my hip measurement to the right side of the fabric. So this is my half length. You can see the line matches, and this is my hip measurement line. You can see the lines are matching so that I know where I'm going, know where I'm stopping. So I need to mark it at the right side of the fabric. Since this one is on the wrong side, I need to write down the right side so that I'll see everything clear. So I'm going to fold here. You can fold 1/2 inch. You can fold 1/8. So after that, you fold it back like this. So this one that we did is the one that's going to be on top. So we actually use all the 2.5 over there. Do you understand? We use all the 2.5 over there. So you're going to put it in the middle like this. Then you check your measurements. So this is our center seam. I've not folded the other part yet. Do you understand? This is the one that is going to be on top. So I'm checking that one. You can see I have my 11.5 inches over here. When you fold this one, you're supposed to have your 11. This is my 10 and this is my 1.5 inch. That is 11.5 inches. My bar is divided by 4 plus my sewing allowance. So when I check this part also, I'm supposed to get 11.5 inches. My bar is divided by 4. That was 40 divided by 4 to 10. 10 plus 1.5 for sewing allowance is 11.5 inches. So as you can see, this is my 10 and this is my 11.5 inch. I've not folded the other part yet. I'll only fold the one on top. You can see I only folded this one. The other one I've not touched it yet. You can see it lays flat over there. We'll come back to that part. So I'm going step by step, so that you don't get confused. So we are coming to this part. I'm just measuring the center seam. This is the center seam. So you fold your 2.5 inches over here. You fold it just like this. Charlie, if you're feeling it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, like, share, ask question. Ask question. I have a WhatsApp group where some of my subscribers, someone may do a style. Let's focus here. It's important. You can see this line. This is our center seam. So you just have to fold quarter. This time I'm not folding half inch. I'm folding quarter of an inch. There's a reason why I'm folding quarter of an inch. There's a reason to that. I'm folding quarter of an inch. So this is our center line, our center seam. Have a look at it. This is our center seam. So when I check, I have my 11.5 there with my sewing allowance. So this is my center seam. So from the center seam, I'm going to fold it inward like quarter of an inch. In there, I have to go above that line. I'll have to go inside quarter of an inch. So that one will be quarter of an inch for folding and quarter of an inch for inside, and I'm going to get 1 inch over here because we have 2.5 inches. We folded 2.5 inches. There's a reason why I went inside quarter of an inch. There's a reason to that. Like I said, this is a full tutorial. I'm giving you all the tips, all the tricks, everything that you're going to achieve. Everything that you're going to do to achieve this beautiful style. This is what I'm giving to you. Nothing is hidden, nothing is hiding. I'm giving you all the details, That's the love that I have for you guys. So we have this one. Like this, you can see it. So when I place this one on it, it's going to be something like this. So after here, you still have to check your measurement and see that you have your accurate measurement. Your bars divided by 4 and your sewing allowance. You make sure that you have something beautiful like this. You fold it this way. Check something here is very important. You put on it this way. This is a hip line. This is a hip line. We are concentrating on a vent. Now we are on the vent. So this is my hip line. Pay attention to the vent. You can let your vent be at your hip line, or 1 inch or 2 inch away from the hip line, or just 1 inch above the hip line. Just 1 inch above the hip line, or on the hip line, or 1 inch or 1.5 below the hip line. So I want mine to be actually on the hip line. I want mine to fall exactly on the hip line. We have a WhatsApp group where some of my members, they will do a style and they will send it to me. They say, hey, if I've made a mistake, correct me. If you need a measurement, that's where they go. So much is going there, so much. You can see this line. You have to let this line be straight. And watch here. This is one part of tip. Watch here at the next side. Come to the next side. Let me drag the camera back to the next side and see. This is our center line. This is our center. This is the place that we're going to sew. You can see when we sew at that spot, you need to sew on this one as well, so that you hold that one as well. Do you understand? We need to sew for two of them to hold two of them together. You need to fall exactly on that spot. I hope you understood. You need to sew and touch that spot as well. I'll show it to you right here. You're going to see the reason why you need to sew. That's why we came in 1/4 of an inch. Remember, we came in 1/4 of an inch. That's the reason why, so that when we top stitch over here, you can see I'm taking my time here. The other part supposed to be equal. The other part, the side, have to be equal. The armhole side, all of them have to leave the same line. You can see I'm taking my time here. I would have done that and show you, but I want you to see what I'm doing right here. Do you understand? So that you don't get confused. So I'm just top stitching to hold the other ones there, to hold the 1/4 of an inch. My down thread has finished. I need to change it. I have a WhatsApp group where when somebody does a mistake, like, or show something, and say, hey, I need a correction on this. If I've made a correction, correct me. If I've done well, you praise me. Do you understand? Sometimes some people may say, hey, send a picture and say, I need a measurement of this kid. I need a measurement from this guy. Can somebody help me? You know. So if you want to join my WhatsApp group, you just follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, Mora FC. The same name, Mora FC. Make sure you follow me also on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, Mora FC. Everywhere is Mora FC. So you can see I actually ended at my hip line. You can see, and you make a double stitch over there. You make a double stitch over here. So you can see when I sew, you can see this part. Everything, it has transferred everything to this part. You can see it has hold this part as well. So let's go to the iron and let's continue over there. Comment, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend about Mora FC. It is what it is. Like, let other people benefit. As I love you, that's why I'm going details for you. You're liking, you like, you comment, you share. This is what motivates me to go details for you. Do you understand? So from here, you need to check your measurement and see if you have your actual measurement. We have 11.5 inch over here, and we have our 11.5 inch over here, as you can see. So after joining it, you have to check and see if you have your measurement. You can see it, 11.5 inch. That means we are on the right track. So let's go at the wrong side. There's some tips that you need to pay attention to that part also. There's something that we need to do, you know, at that spot also. If you have not subscribed, I don't know what you are waiting for. So much things is coming on this channel. So much style, so much design, so much to learn is coming on this. So this part is also very important. You can see we have this one, and we're gonna have this one like that. You know, you can't leave this one just like that. You can't leave it this way. There's something that we need to do here. You need your hemming gum. We're gonna put a hemming gum over there. And the vent this side also, we're going to put a hemming gum also on that spot. So you can put your hemming gum here. There are two ways to go about this part. There are two ways. It's either you put your hemming gum there, then you put your hemming gum also that spot. This spot you can put hemming gum, then you put your hemming gum on both sides so that you hold it together. Or we can join these two. We can sew and join them together before we put only one hemming gum over there. I hope you understand. We can both put hemming gum here inside and put hemming gum there to hold it down, or we can just sew. We hold it and we sew it. As you can see, I've done that one. You can see you can just sew that spot so that it will hold, both of them will hold together just like that. And before putting a hemming gum on just only one spot, then it's going to hold it down. So these are the two ways that you can do to achieve this part. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs, subscribe, like and share. If you have not subscribed yet, share. As you are benefiting, let other people's benefit. Do you understand? I'm not being greedy. That's why I'm sharing all this kind of information. So don't be greedy. Share and let other people benefit. Say sharing is caring. Tell a friend about Mora FC. It is what it is. As I give it to you, give it to other people. So let's go on. So after here, you can see that your vent or your slit has formed perfectly. It have to be exactly at the middle, at the center seam, as you can see. So you can see it has hold this part, it has hold them together. And when you are sewing them together, you need to come up like 1 inch from the hip line. You can see I stop at 1 inch above the hip line, above it, not below it. To understand, you come 1 inch above it when you are sewing at that spot. If you don't want to sew, you hem it, you put your hemming gum over there, capiche, then you move on. I have a WhatsApp group. Like I said, I have a WhatsApp group. If you want to join it, you can join it. Some of the members can send a style and ask me, can I give them a tips on this style? And some can send it and say to the group and said, hey, I've sewn this outfit, can you check if I've made a mistake? You correct me. Some also can send somebody's picture and said, I need a measurement of this guy, can somebody help me out with this measurement? I don't have it, and somebody may help you out. You see, that's how it's going on my WhatsApp. We are just helping each other. Do you understand? We are pushing each other. We are just helping each other. So much is going on my WhatsApp platform, so you can join it and feel amazing to it. So this is our hip line, our waistline. So in here you can come to the, you check in between, then you just mark from your in between. Now it's about to do the design in front, the one in front of the sanetor. As you can see, the design in front, that's what we're gonna do. So from that middle, you check the middle line between the hip line and the waistline, and you can just come below like 2 inch downwards from the hip line, from the waistline. You can just come 2 inch or 3 inch. It's okay, 2 inch. We are doing the design in front. Have you seen the design in front? That's what we are doing right now. So you can just mark 2 inches away from the half length from the waistline to the how long you want it to be. You just measure it this way. And here also you need to come in between 5 inch here and 5 inch also here, and that will give you 10 inches. Will give you 10 inches. Whilst I was doing this style, I'll tell you what happened. So when I fold into 2, 10, that is 20, plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, I'm going to have 21 also over there. So it's going to be 15 by 21 inches, which I'm going to make it 16 by 21 inches. So let's focus on the measurement. I use, this is 16 inches by 21 inches. That's what I'm just checking to see if my fabric was enough for me to get a 21 and it's 16 inches, which half inch will be the joining, and the 21, the one will also be the joining, the allowance. To understand, I need to add your allowance to that. There's a way of going by this one. As you see that there wasn't a side seam, so there's a way how to go by this one. Do you understand? So you need to check. This is my 21. This is my 16 inches or 17 inches. Right. Then you draw a straight line. Please do share. It will not cost you nothing if you share. So if I'm giving you this knowledge and for you to share it, you don't want to share, why now? So when you fold into two, when we're going to sew 1/2 inch here, you stop, you leave like 3 inches or 2.5, then you continue to this side. That is what we're going to do at that spot. You fold into two. You know we have 21 inches. That spot of 21, you're going to fold that part into two. Then you mark this 10 inches. Then you sew. You're going to leave a space in between. So let's go and do it together for you to see. So this is my 21. I fold my 21, and that will give me 10.5 here. So I'm going to sew the 1/2 inch over here. Then I make a double stitch over here. Then I jump like 2 or 2.5 or 3 inches. Then you continue with your 1/2 inch sewing. So we have a space here. Make sure that your hands can enter inside, so that don't make too small, which it becomes difficult for you to turn it or flip it. So I'm going to make a notch here. So you make a notch here. You can see this is the center of it. Then I open it this way. The notch will match with the center seam. So you can see you match it together. You open it, open the seam, you open it. You're gonna do the same thing here. There's something I have to tell you on this design. There's something I have to tell you also. Like I said, I'll tell you. I'm just showing you everything. They say if you jump a step, you have jumped something great. You know, it is what it is. So after sewing them together, you have to go to the board to to do something on that one. So I'm gonna trim dress here. You open the seam, you iron it. You can decide to put fusing on it, or you decide not to put fusing. You can see that we have our 15 inches here, and we have our 10 inches. What I did here was that my 15 inches was too long. The 15 was too long, so I made it 13 inches. So you're gonna cut 14 inches so that you make it 13 inches. So after here, when I place it on it, I found out that it was too long. So I need to reduce it. That's why when I was telling you the measurement, I was saying that you need to come 2 inches below the half length. You come 2 inches below the half length. So the best way is to go on your half length, on your waistline. You just come 2 inches. Then you measure how long you want it to be. You understand? So I want to be 13 inches, so I just measure 14 here. So after here, just flip everything over. There's a way of ironing this part. It's also important. You iron the seam here, then you iron the seam also here. then you push it. Do you understand? This part also, you push it. You can see I'm pushing it so that the seam will hide at the wrong side, so that the seam will not be popping out. So this part is going to be my wrong side. When you divide it into two like this, you're supposed to have your 5 inches. So I'm just ironing to get the middle, because this one have to fall exactly at the middle. So I need my center seam, my center line. I need my center line over here. Like I said, I reduced it. I reduced this one. The length, I did it 15. So the length, I reduced it. So I got 13 inches. Do you understand? I got 13 inches over there. So 13 is good. So when you're working with another, just use 13. 13 will help you out. Do you understand? So after I put this one there, you can see that it has gone almost at the hip side. Do you understand? So it have to be just upward a little bit. So this is my hemming gum. I'm going to put my hemming gum in the middle to hold it down. Check the way I'm going to do it. You can see I hold it, then I flip it like this. Then I put this one exactly at the middle to cover the space over there, just like this, 3 times. Then you let it rest. Again, 15 was too long. 15 was too long. You make sure you measure 14 by 21 inches. 14 by 21 inches. Where the 21, you're going to fold it into 2. Do you understand? You fold the 21 to 2, then you're going to get 10. So after you finish with this part, what you're going to do is you just iron it. You want to iron it. When you iron it, you're going to lay down flat. So what you're going to do after ironing this part, after you finish ironing this part, you make sure that everything lies perfectly and smooth. You go to the sewing machine. Then you're going to make a stitching. You see, when I raise it up like this, you can see. This is how we're going to get. You just have to stitch here. Then you stitch this part. Then you stitch this angle to hold it down. You double stitch at that spot, that 4 corner, you have to double stitch. So after you double stitch, then you put your buttons over there. You put your buttons, any kind of design button, not just a bare button, a design button. You put it over there, then you are done with it. Do you want to look at this event is formed? Thank you so much. It's Mora FC. It is what. God bless everybody. God bless.